In this video, we're going to take you through the configuration settings of UpdraftPlus, which is a backend plugin for WordPress. I've already got the plugin installed and activated, so we're going to kick this off by going straight into settings and then into UpdraftPlus. It'll take you to the current status area, which just gives you some general information on how the plugin is configured at the moment. However, we're going to go into the settings tab and kick off there. The first settings that we have are regarding the backup and schedule thereof. At the moment, the file and database backups are only set to be manually backed up. You should change this to whatever will complement your website, such that if your website's super busy, a lot of new posts and comments and such every single day, you probably want to do daily, if not even maybe 12-hourly. Otherwise, if your site's not super busy, maybe a weekly or fortnightly schedule will be best. We can also configure how many backups are retained at any given time. The default is 2, and that just means that when a new backup is created, the old backups will be deleted. And of course, you can change this up or down as you require. Then we just come down to what's included in the actual files backup. And by default, it'll be plugins, themes, and uploads, and any other directories found inside WP content. But as you can see here, we've got 2 exclude fields. So anything that's in these folders of these names that's in this field here will actually be excluded from the backup. Of course, if you wanted to maybe say keep your case directory, you can just delete that out of there, and then that way it will be backed up. Then we get down to the database options, and this is really only good if you've got the Pro edition of the plugin. Simply, it allows you to encrypt your database. Then you come down to reporting, and this just allows you to send an email to whatever the administrator account is when a backup is either successful or unsuccessful. So we're going to turn that on. We think that's pretty handy to have. If you want more reporting features, you need the reporting add-on, which is a paid upgrade. Now we get down to one of the really great features of this plugin, and that's the ability to back up to remote storage. As you can see, there's a wild number of services in there, Amazon S3, Dropbox, CloudSpace, Rackfiles, Google Drive. Chances are, if you're using the internet, you've probably got an account with one of these services, if not more than one. So what you choose here is really up to you. It depends on what you've got, what you're comfortable with, what's in your price range, but all of these are either super cheap or free, such as the case of Google Drive. We're not going to go through and show you how to configure this plugin with these services because there are just simply so many, and it's really up to you what you've got, and the process for doing it per service will differ. So we're just going to leave it on none for now. You can back up to more than one destination, but you do need to buy an add-on for the plugin. Finally, we get down to the advanced and debugging settings. If you're not really sure what these do, we recommend not making any changes, and really all of this will work at default anyway. However, if you're having problems with your backups or your restores, you can turn on debug mode so you can get some more information in your email about the process and what might be going wrong with it. You can also choose to change the size at which the plugin splits the archives that it creates. The default's 800 meg. That's probably going to be fine for most people, but you can change it up or down as you need to. You can also choose to delete the local backup, and this is enabled by default, so unless you turn it off, it will be what happens anyway. It's just a way of making sure that you don't keep too much unrequired content on your web server. Then you can see the backup directory. The default's Updraft. Unless you have a reason to change it, we recommend just leaving it as Updraft. Finally, we get down to some SSL options, and we recommend not changing this. As you can see in the first note, it says that Updraft uses its own SSL certificate to identify the remote sites. If you're having problems with your backups going to these remote locations, then maybe you might need to tweak the settings here, but really you shouldn't need to. And if there are problems and you're thinking about doing it, then we'd strongly suggest thinking twice about it and making sure that it will resolve the problem without compromising the security of your web server. Of course, when you've finished making changes in here, simply go down and hit Save Changes. When those changes are saved, you'll be put back to the current status screen. You can see that the scheduled backups are set there to go, so there's going to be the file backup at this time and date, and the database will be backed up at exactly the same time, which is a great thing to see, and you can rely on it hopefully going through when it needs to, which is in about 1 minute from now. But that's the end of this video. We've gone through the configuration of UpdraftPlus. It's pretty straightforward. Most of the settings work fine at default, but hopefully now you understand what you can change and what the implications of that will be. If you have any questions about what we've done in this video, please feel free to ask in the comments below.